here, more Space Engineers, and today going to be kind of a quickish update, I think. Basically, we have added in the defense positions on all of the hubs, and we've gotten some things built up on the tower, so we're going to take a quick look at those. And it looks like our mining rig is ready to move forward a little bit. So let's deal with that first. Look at our pistons. We want to put the 4. And we're going to go ahead and reverse that. So, yeah, slowly but surely getting through all of that. We've only got, I don't know, like 10 more passes or so. Each pass takes about 3 hours, so another 30 or 40 hours. And that's if I catch it at exactly the right time. Half the time it sits there for an hour or two. But anyway, so yes, what we have done is we've gone ahead and put assault cannons in. I've actually cut into the roof to put in the reinforced conveyor tubes to tie it all together. And we now have light in that one. I still need to add lights to the other two, but basically it's the same setup and configuration on all 4 of these hubs. We've got the assault cannon in the middle, and then 2 of the just Gatling cannons, or Gatling turrets rather, on the forward corner, or on the outer edge, I guess would be a better way of saying it. Now, the center tower. What we've done, well, as you can see, we've got some lighting out here. We've actually put some detail lights in. Like I said, we did add a light into that one. I still don't know what I'm going to do for things like landing pads and hangars. I do want to have some in here. And I am kind of leaning towards the idea of the west hub, the one over there, being the one that's actually tied into everything, so that we'll have the hangar out here-ish. I'm kind of rethinking what I had originally thought, where we would do a landing pad out on the far side, and I think I may do the hangar out there. I don't know yet. I could, because one of the reasons why I'm thinking of this is if I put the hangar in this area like I was originally planning, that will obviously obstruct this thing. If I do a landing pad, I can have this come up a couple of steps, like 2, maybe 3 steps up, and have a landing pad basically be on height with this upper block area. So that would allow us to have the turret fire under it, and basically have clearance that way. And then we can actually tie that in on the various hubs in different ways. Maybe have like some beams or something interlaced, so that we can say that it's supported even though it isn't, just kind of floating there. Now, if I were to do that same thing out here, turn the light on here, we'd be able to leave it basically at surface level, maybe up 1 block, just to be something different. And I could bring it out a little bit further, and then that way when the zombies or any hostiles spawn, this is kind of a dead space as far as the turrets are concerned anyway, unless you get far enough out. So that's what I'm thinking, is maybe put small hangars here, and then maybe on the east as well, and then have a maybe landing pad out. Like I said, have an elevated landing pad out on one of the sides. I'd probably honestly put it back this way, mainly because of the fact that the other base, well, the mining portion of the base, has its own cannon system and defense system, so it makes it a little less necessary to have the turret on this side. And then what we could do is, if we really needed to, we could always put turrets out on those landing platforms, and then basically use that to defend the base. But yeah, anyway, alright, so let's talk about what we've done up here. So we've gone ahead and put some detailing in. We've got the lights in here. I changed out the way that we were handling the lower block section. And so we've put in the rounded blocks with the full beam block. And then we put in the pylons, or the pillars, so the columns, I guess they're called now, and then we've put one of the light blocks in down there, the neon lights, just to tie it all together. So now when you're looking at this from a little higher up, there's a bit of a design to it. And more importantly, this whole thing looks like it's deployable. Like maybe the base piece came down, and then this comes down, attaches, you take off the thrusters. And I mean, we could even actually make this deployable by using hinges and landing pads. They still call those landing pads, right? Welding pad, what is it called? I don't remember what they're called now. It's not in the warfare blocks, right? So it's going to be Spark of Future? No, I guess it's actually Wasteland, huh? Alright, where are you? Oh, there it is. Magnetic plates. That's what I was trying to remember. Alright. So what we could do is actually put a magnetic plate on the bottom of this, swap those columns out with actual hinges, and then do that on the other side as well. And so you'd have something that you could actually deploy and have it lock into the rest of the base. The other thing you could also do is, if you really wanted to be funny, is put a merge block in. And so then you would have merge blocks on the hub itself, and basically these things would clamp down into it to lock you down. So lots of different little things you could do if you really wanted to make this whole thing articulated. For what I needed it for and what I wanted it for, this works just fine. So I'm kind of happy with the way that came out. I may take these tires out. I don't know. I kind of like having them there because it looks like they've got some kind of buffer there. Because if these were articulated, you'd have the wheels here anyway, just because you would want to make sure you kept your spacing, and that if something happened to rub up against it, it wouldn't destroy the entire assembly. So you know, in-game lore reasons for having it. Ah, man. Midday fog, great. Okay, so I think that's basically where we are at this point. I think I'll get you up to date with everything. Let's see here. I haven't really made any changes in here. I did change out the unwelded windows for welded walkways. It just looks better like this to me. Looks more like a cage. Now, I actually had thought about having this facing inside and then have basically the walkable surface facing outside. But it ended up working pretty well, I think. I kind of like this because you're more likely to see it this way. So, yeah. But with that, the basic elements of our base are kind of done. We have this openable. Like I said, if we really need to, we can get the small the lawnmower in here. I could actually put a dock in. Actually, if I wanted to put a connector in, I would have to drop that down. Maybe we'll do that. But I'll probably do it on the other side. Do it on the east side, not the west side. Because the idea is that it's probably not coming over onto this side of the base all too often. It would most likely be from the other side because, well, we're out of gold and I have to go get more. So, okay. Let's head in here for a second. What we're going to do is start getting some of the lights in here. Basically, we're going to put the light in the same location that we have it in all the other bases, or all the other hubs. And we're going to do this. And you are going to be stronghold. West hub, hab light. I only need one more of these over in the northern hub, so. But we're using the same settings on all of these. So 15 meter radius, 3 meter fall off, and intensity is actually going to be 2.5. I may take that down to 2 later, but we'll see. And then, like I said, well, I'm not quite sure what I want to do in all of these, because they really are just basically weapon emplacements and maybe some basic utilitarian stuff. But for now, we'll leave it as is for now. We'll come back to it. And we want. Did I get it in time? I did. Oh. And you're going to be the north hab. Reset everything. There we go. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. So let me know what you think. Should we go ahead and turn these into basically full-on copies of what we did on the south hub? So we'll have a upstairs area with the bed and everything. Or should we do something with these, make them a little bit more industrial? So, because if we make them a little bit more industrial, we can put the speed mods on these. Actually, we can put speed mods on them anyway. In fact, let's go ahead. Combat phase is now active. Why is my combat phase active? What does that relate to? It's going to be one of the combat, or one of the, why am I stuck? There we go. Yeah, it's going to be one of the combat-based mods, I'm thinking. Alright. Okay, and that gets one more up and running. I think that's only one left is this one. Yep. And there we go. Alright, and that means all of our assemblers are now set up for speed, which is good. That means we get stuff faster. Alright. I don't think I should. Okay, so let's talk about what we've got going on here. We actually have all of our custom turrets in place and built out. I want to check. Yeah, that should actually be fine. Okay. I know this one works. So what we did is we went ahead and put 4 artillery pieces onto it. We've got our conveyor with the camera, so we can target. And both of these are duplicates. They're exactly the same. And then we went ahead and put some heavy armor on it. And then I did set the hinge on the turrets to share inertial tensor. Basically, it allows you to have a little bit better finite control on these things. Not necessary on the ones with the 2 lasers. There's just so much less mass on them. Didn't really make sense to deal with it. So, yeah. All right. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. And you guys are up and running now, right? Yes, you are fully upgraded, or I should say, fully welded up. 300% resistance. Not bad. It's got just over 214,000 hit points. That is a lot of hit points. Now we have everything set up and running. Now this thing is basically just straight up anti-craft. Anything that comes within range, it will, I don't want to say cut in half, but it will punch a very nice hole in it. But I think with all of this, we should be mostly good to bring the shields online. And that's all I'm waiting for now, is I need to go get, so yeah, a lot more superconductors and not too many more gravity components. But I think gravity components are using the gold too. Alright. Let's check that really quick. Yeah, so that's using gold. And then these are obviously using gold. Which means I need to go do a bunch of mining. And I may add another battery. I did add those guys. See, the problem is that if I want to put a real battery on it, it's a 2x, what is that, 2x3? So, I should say 2x3x3. So it would stick out a little bit. I mean, if I got rid of those, I could put them... I know I'm going to regret doing this. All right. Okay, so I could place that there. And it would technically fit within that space. I mean, it's not going to stick out any further than anything else on the ship, so... So, let's turn all these on. We're going to switch those over. Okay. And now we want all of our batteries. There we go. So now we can do that. We can switch those over to charge. And we can turn those off. All right. So what I am going to do is we're going to let that charge up. I am going to go mine as much gold as I can find. I mean, I've got a pretty good mine over there right now. And you know what? While we're here, tell you what, because that area is technically under control, there's nothing hostile over there. Let's do this. We're gonna head, there it is, over here, and you can already see how deep this mine is. Alright, so we'll go in, turn that light on. So this is the mine that I'm basically working on. So we hit an iron pocket here, came around, grabbed some stone, Come around again, and then we basically head down for quite a ways. This is why we ended up not having quite as much power as I thought we did. Alright, so that's where we came from. And we keep going. So this is the fun part about having the Deeper Ores mod turned on. Because we actually had, I want to say, a good chunk of gold up here, and we've just kind of mined it out. And obviously there's more here, so I should be able to pull probably a couple 100K of ore out of here. We'll see how that all plays out, but I know that when we were down here, there's signals like 50 to 60 meters from where we're sitting right now. So you're talking, what, 10 to 12 large grid blocks out. So yeah, we should have plenty of gold in them there hills. And I think we're going to go ahead and start mining on that. But I'm not going to do that on camera because, well, that's no fun. I just sit there and mine for a while. So I think we're going to go ahead and call this one here. I'm going to thank you all for stopping and hopefully you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you. We got not a whole lot done, but at least you could see what we've been working on. Let's head over this way. Bring our recon camera back. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. We will see you back here on Friday, at which point we should have mined a ridiculous amount of gold and hopefully have the shield generator built. So what I will do is I'll do my best to make sure that we do all of the shield testing on camera on Friday. That way we can see if it comes online. Because like I said, I don't know if we're obstructing the field area. So if we are, then we have to grind it down, melt the parts, and rebuild them. And unfortunately, once it's finished the first time, I think we are going to start seeing things like the Reaver showing up in probably the Orcs, honestly. But we shall see, and we will see on Friday, hopefully. Anyway, hope you all have a fantastic week. And as always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Still more to do.